Guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh, I know I look a little different today. First off, I'm wearing a winged eyeliner. Well, baby winged eyeliner. It was a lot more extreme, but I cut it down. I'm wearing blue highlighter as eyeshadow and blue lipstick while wearing blue. Wearing a blue t-shirt dress. I know this is not very like me, but I felt like going out of my comfort zone today. So, the lipstick I am wearing is the Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick in the shade Blue Velvet. I think it's beautiful. Like, it's not a conventional color, but it's absolutely beautiful. So, today's video, we're going to be talking about makeup that inspires me. I saw Liv Loves Her Makeup do this video. I want to say a couple months ago. I'm not really positive. Sorry guys. Camera, positioning. There, that looks a little better. I saw Liv Loves Her Makeup do this video a little bit ago, and I thought it was really such a cool video concept because makeup that inspires you isn't necessarily the makeup that you're gonna wear on a daily basis. Like, on a daily basis, I wear a neutral smoky eye with mostly neutral lips, but sometimes I'll go for a pop of color that's not too out of the box, like a red, or even like a vampy color that everyone wears in the wintertime. But I never really go too out of the box on a day-to-day basis. So, but makeup that inspires me really gets me out of my box. So I have 4 eyeshadow palettes, a highlighting palette, and then a bunch of lipsticks, liquid lipsticks to show you guys. Couple things from Anastasia, 1 thing from Morphe, and a ton from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. So let's just hop right in. So we're going to start with the Morphe palette because it is discontinued. So I don't want to stay on it for too long, but I'm sure there are other palettes out in the world like this, whether it's Morphe or whether it is just another palette in general. And this is what kind of got my creative juices flowing and got me out of my comfort zone. And that is the Morphe Dare to Create palette. This was a limited edition holiday palette from the brand. I really hope that they bring it back. I know Jaclyn Hill was saying that the owner of Morphe straight up said that it's never coming back. But I'm hoping that she changes her mind. Because if you look at this palette, it is absolutely gorgeous. We got like a little corner of blues over here, which I probably could have done that instead of using the blue highlighter. But I wasn't thinking. So we got a little corner of blues over here. We got our greens, we got our reds and maroons and purples. And then we have our neutrals, and then we have a whole row of transition shades. And I think this is what the palette that really got me out of my comfort zone. Because, yes, I could have stuck with the neutrals, but all the neutrals are kind of brown in color. And in a way, that's kind of boring, doing a completely brown eye. So it really had me step out of my comfort zone. Like, I know I used these greens for a look. I know I used this red for a look. And it was just a very fun thing to do. And you can stick with the neutrals with this. There's nothing wrong with that. But the different colors in this palette was definitely the beginning of me coming out of my comfort zone. 110%. One palette that I actually really want that inspires me that I haven't purchased yet, but I'm like on the verge of purchasing it because it's on sale right now. And it's the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette. I'll insert a picture right here. It's just a beautiful palette, and I've seen a couple people use it here on YouTube, and I want it. And it has so many bright, vibrant colors that I feel like it'd be very easy to create a look that's out of the box with. Alright, so let's go into the two Anastasia, and then the rest is literally Jeffree Star Cosmetics. So the eyeshadow palette from Anastasia I want to talk about is the Subculture palette. Now this got a lot of crap on YouTube because there was a ton of fallout. The pigmentation was really intense and hard to blend and blah, 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 blah. So let me tell you about this palette. I think this palette literally has the same exact formula as the Modern Renaissance. I think the only difference is if you look, so I have the Modern Renaissance right here. You look at the Modern Renaissance, it's all the neutral colors with just these two like pops of pink. But other than that, it's really neutral colors. And neutral colors are not hard to, are really difficult to mess up, I should say. Those are the words I want. There's almost no way to mess them up. Whereas the Subculture, yes, it has its neutrals, but it's mostly those nice grungy colors. And those, on the other hand, are very, very easy to mess up. If you don't blend them correctly, it can make the whole look into just a hot mess. But I really adore this palette. I've used Electric, I've used Untamed, I've used Edge, I've used Axis, I've used Mercury. Like, I absolutely loved the look I got from this. It was in one of my Vlogmas videos. And in that video, you guys all seem to love the look, but did y'all know that I used this palette to create it? Probably not. But, oh, and I used Electric over here. Electric's kind of a duochrome top coat, but it's so, 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 so pretty. You just need to take your time. I would recommend also doing your eyeshadow first and not your foundation, and we all know I'm a foundation first type of girl. And by the way, if you're wondering what foundation I'm wearing today, I am trying out the new LA Colors Radiant Skin Nourishing Long Wear Liquid Foundation. And let me tell you, so far, I'm liking it. But yeah, so with this palette, I think you just need to take your time, and there's nothing else I can say about it. If you take your time with this palette and you really blend all the colors, you're going to create an amazing look. You just need to have the patience. And unfortunately, not a lot of people have that. So the other Anastasia thing I wanted to talk about is the Anastasia Aurora Highlighting Kit. Now, I've used the shade Eclipse on my cheeks. Today I used Luna on my cheeks, and I have Orion on my lids. I just get makeup everywhere. This palette is so unique because it has those strange, like, highlighting colors. It's kind of like unicorn, honestly. But I think it's just absolutely beautiful, and you don't have to stick to these on the cheeks, but you definitely could. Like, obviously, I used that blue as an eyeshadow today, and yes, it's going up into my crease. I have hooded eyes. It happens. Like, I'm done trying to worry about it. It's my life. But this, I actually got this at TJ Maxx for $24. It's normally like $40. But it's absolutely beautiful. Yes, it's a little glittery, but honestly, I would highly recommend. So everything I have left is Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I think Jeffree Star Cosmetics is the perfect cosmetic brand to purchase if you really want to get out of your comfort zone and have different colors that really inspire you and get you to really want to put on makeup. So the first thing I'm going to mention, I had in one of my my February favorites, and that's the Jeffree Star Beauty Killer palette, eyeshadow palette. Now, if you look, these are all, for the most part, pretty crazy colors with the exception of this quad right here. And let me tell you, this, I've used every single color in this palette. And I've done a look with this quad, a look with this quad, a look with this quad, and a look with this quad. Your options with this palette are so limitless. It's so endless. I'll throw some pictures up here of some looks that I did with this palette. I loved every single look I've done with this palette, and it definitely got me out of my comfort zone because I was playing with pinks and purples and blues and all that fun jazz. And then obviously I did the really simple look when I was first playing around because, you know, yeah. But I really, really, really enjoy this palette, and the pigmentation of these shadows are absolutely amazing, but they're not difficult to blend. And I think that's what a lot of people's problem is they want to step out of their comfort zone, but they don't want something that's so difficult to blend that they can't do it. And I would highly recommend this. Another palette that I own that I haven't used it yet because I haven't figured out what type of eye look I want to do with it yet, but I wouldn't have gotten it if it did not inspire me, and that is the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette. This one is much more of a fall palette because it has the deep dark, I don't want to say deep dark colors, but has more of those fall colors in it. Like this color Charm and Military, those are definitely fall colors. And then you also have Poison and Swallow, which you see very similar colors in the Subculture palette. So if you don't want to commit to the Subculture palette, I feel like the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Androgyny palette is a good substitution. You have a lot more of your basic neutral colors in here. Like you have Frosting, Safe Word, Charm even could be considered a neutral nowadays, like a warm neutral. You have Deja Vu, Dominatrix, Fetish could be considered a neutral, and so could Androgyny. So I feel like the only like pops of color in this one are these three colors right here. So if the Beauty Killer palette scares you because of all the bright colors and how it's so very out of a neutral zone, you might have a better luck starting to step out of your comfort zone with this palette. It's just absolutely beautiful, and I would highly recommend. And I love the packaging of his palettes too. All right, now all that I have left are lipsticks. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lipsticks, and they are all from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. They're all the velour liquid lipsticks. So I'm gonna start with his two metallicized ones. These are more of a neutral color, but because they are metallicized liquid lipsticks, they're not something I would go for on an everyday basis. So I have the shades Candy Ass and Flamboyant. I find these colors so cool. I don't know if you'll be able to tell. Look how glittery. This one's a little less glittery, but let me try this one again. Yeah, than this one. But they're still really beautiful lipsticks, and I think they're kind of fun to wear, especially when you're doing a more neutral look and like maybe one of these colors is on your shirt or something. I think it's just really, really fun to pair together just for something exuberant. Like, in my last video, I showed you guys how I use my Project Pan products. And it's just a very, very basic look. I could have easily paired one of these liquid lipsticks with that, and it just would have been very, very out of it. By the way, before I continue on with the liquid lipsticks, I do want to apologize for last week's schedule. Unfortunately, on Monday of last week, we had to bring in Spyro for an emergency surgery. He had an aneurysm burst in his leg. I'll insert a picture of what his leg looked like when we brought him in. So basically, the emergency surgery was to remove the blood clot that it had formed and to remove any dead tissue. So now he's in a bandage. I'll put up any relevant pictures. And he's healing, and the healing process on reptiles is very, very slow. So this is going to be a long recovery road for him. He can't be on sand. He can't be with any of his toys. We can't even have his big water tub in there because he likes to bathe in it, and he can't bathe while his leg is like that, which is going to stink if he starts a shedding cycle through this, because something we'll do to help him with his shedding is give him a bath to get, so that the water can get underneath the skin and help lift it. And unfortunately, we won't be able to do that if he starts shedding while he's bandaged up. So it's just going to be a really long recovery process. And while we were actually at the vet while he was getting surgery, I got a call. My grandmother had passed away, so it was just a really bad week last week. So between the two things, I couldn't film another video, and that's why my video schedule was a little off. But I'm happy I was still able to get 2 videos up for you guys. So let's just keep on going with this video. So obviously there's the shade I'm wearing today, which is Blue Velvet. And as you can see, it is like a dark royal blue, but I think it's so pretty and it really pops against my pale skin. And I really like wearing it with this t-shirt dress. Let me stand up. So this t-shirt dress has some tigers on it and some leopards, and yeah, it goes down to my knees, which is actually really nice. Not a lot of dresses go down to my knees, so it's nice having one that goes down to my knees. I just like, I'm a very modest person, so, but anyway, I think this is such a cool grungy look to have. And I think the color is absolutely beautiful. And as you can see, his colors are pretty true. Like, what you see is what you get. I think there's only like maybe 1 or 2 colors where it dries down a little differently, but for the most part, what you see is what you get. And I really, 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 really enjoy that about his liquid lipstick line. The only downfall with wearing like a really grungy color like this is like, unless you have your lips closed 100% of the time like this, you're gonna see like the bright pink of your lips, which kind of sucks. So you kind of have butthole lips, but that's okay. I still really, really like the grunginess color. I also love the color Weirdo, which is a black, and it is a straight up black. I think this still goes along with the grungy aspect of it. It's just a really, really fun color to wear when you're just want to be a little extra, want to be a little on the grungy side. And I think it's just an amazing, like, his liquid lipstick formula is amazing. You guys know I'm such a huge fan of his liquid lipstick formula. But I do think the Wet n Wild liquid cat suits are very similar. And I'm sorry you can hear the bird. I know you can, because I heard it in one of my last videos, and I understand he was completely annoying. And I apologize. I can't control him. But that's also really cool. One color I have that I don't really wear is Jeffree Star in Drug Lord. This is a pure white. The reason why I don't really wear this is because it doesn't look that great on my lips, but I think it would look really cool with a really nice colorful eye look and then just blank out on your lips. But because it is a white-based formula, and this goes for all white-based liquid lipsticks, this is not just because it's Jeffree Star's, it can look very patchy on the skin. So you might have to go in with a couple layers. I'm starting to learn with liquid lipsticks to do nice thin layers with more patchier colors and just build very slowly to get the color that you would like. So one of the lipsticks that I actually wore this one on Halloween, and it is the Jeffree Star in Breakfast at Tiffany's. This is such a beautiful, like, mint green color. I think it's just absolutely beautiful. I dressed up as a mermaid for work for Halloween, and so I used this color, and I thought it was absolutely awesome. I think it's such a great liquid lipstick color. And it's so fun. Like, who do you see wear this type of color? Who do you see wear any of these colors, really? And it's just fun because people will look at you and be like, what the heck is she wearing? And yeah, you may get some nasty looks, but you know what? Screw them. They're living their life and you're living yours. So I have 3 more colors. I'm just going to go through these kind of rapid fire. So this first one is a below pony, and it is a like lavender color. I think it's so pretty. And I do think that this would be another really fun color to be able to wear out in public. And then I have the colors You Better Work, which I wore this recently. This is one of the shades that kind of dries down a little different than what you see. It kind of dries down a bit darker. And then I have Venus Flytrap, which is such a cool green. Like, what? So yeah. So that's all the makeup that really inspires me and helps me get out of my comfort zone. I love seeing all these YouTubers and makeup artists that do these really crazy looks. And I just think I should be able to do them too. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.